Welcome back to Welsh Miniature Board Gamer, and this is my monthly review of what I got painted. This video will be covering what I got painted during the month of December 2024, and also kind of a roundup of the year for me. So the first miniatures that I did were these 8 Reapers, which are from Mantic Games, Kings of War. Like if you saw the review of them previously this month, you would have seen that, yeah, they're very spindly and I wasn't really that keen on the putting them together, etc., the construction. But the painting of them was quite fine, it was very quick, very easy. I went for this sort of earthy tones of greens and browns and sort of, that sort of sepia colours, so that it can work as like spriggans of nature or as demons or whatever. I want to really use them so they can be multi-purpose for on the gaming table, etc. Yeah, would I buy them again? Definitely not. But they are, they are what they are, and I think they'll look okay on the table. It's just getting them to the table was not a pleasure for me, which is unfortunate because painting is basically me trying to enjoy my time to myself. So next we have these, Shield Wolf, that's right, miniatures. Wolf Shield? No, Shield Wolf miniatures. They were these forest goblins, and I really like these little fellows. They had a lot of character to them and fitted perfectly in actually with the Hero Quest goblins. So, for size, if you wanted to chuck a few of these in to vary them up a little bit more, they would work really well. Anyone who has watched the channel for any length of time will know that I am a big fan of the goblins and the orcs and also the dwarfs, but I haven't got any dwarfs done this month, which is a great pity. So this is the last of these guys, so I managed to paint up 5 goblins, and they look really very characterful, very sort of cartoony, sort of, old GW gobbos, if you will. So next we have a bunch of these Xenomorph Crew type miniatures from Papsicle. I really like these. I don't generally buy 3D printed miniatures. Not that I got anything against them, I just, I find them slightly dearer than my usual pick, but I really enjoyed painting these miniatures. I actually spent a bit more time on them, hence you can see the folds in their uniforms a bit more, etc. And yeah, I enjoyed painting these, and I think they're really nice miniatures. So that, yeah, it really shows, I think, when I put a bit more effort into the painting, they do actually come out a little bit better than when I just quickly rush through paint jobs. So yeah, I probably will be buying a few more 3D printed miniatures, just maybe not in a big hurry for them, as 3D printed miniatures, if you buy one of them, they generally cost like £5 or whatever, when I can buy a box of 20 multi-part plastic miniatures for like £20 or whatever. So, it works out they're a quite expensive way of getting miniatures, but I can see they are a lot more character in them than you would usually get from, like a box of 20 miniatures or whatever. So yeah, definitely will be buying some more of these guys, and probably more Papsicle stuff, because I actually do really like his or their sculpting style quite a lot, actually. I think I've noticed that they got some like chappy robots, which I really like the look of. So also from Mantic Games, and also from the Night Stalker factions, we have these butchers. So I painted up 6 of these butchers, which you can actually see me painting them up in a previous video this month if you wanted to, where I just go through how I paint them up, not particularly how you should, but how I paint them up and how I get them done. And thank you to everyone who was very kind on that video and didn't point out how awful I paint and how dated my painting techniques are, etc. But all in all, I think they turned out really well. Where I wouldn't get any more of the Reapers, I would get more of these butchers, maybe, these sort of I'm thinking of them in Rangers of Shadow Deep style. These could be like twisted ogres or twisted giants who got too close to the Shadow Deep and got like malformed by it. Well, these two that I'm going to bring in now, I think of as like trolls who got too close to the Shadow Deep, and have been twisted and perverted into like these creatures which are no longer even recognizable as trolls. That's my kind of story for them, and I think they'll work that way actually in that game. See, I have to rationalize every miniature that I paint so that they work in one of the games that I actually play, and that's the way I've rationalized this to myself. So then we have 10 of these Scaven from Games Workshop. Now, I really liked painting these Scaven. They don't show up great on camera here because they're very shiny for some reason. My varnish isn't working great. But no, I really enjoyed painting them, and there was going to be a video I was going to put up by the end of this year showing you why I'm painting these guys up, but that didn't happen. Hopefully it will happen early next year, 2025. And I can show you why I'm painting up all these Skaven at the moment. So I'm going to take this opportunity to say thank you for sticking with me over this year, and my viewership has gone up and my subscribers also. So, a big thank you from me, Welsh Miniature Board Game, for doing that. And, stick around. I'm not going anywhere. I've been doing this now for, I think, nigh on 10 years. So, yeah, I'm not going anywhere, and I enjoy doing this, showing you what I can get done, and it lights a fire under my butt to actually paint miniatures, which is weird because I actually enjoy painting miniatures, but sometimes you just feel like just sitting there doing nothing, and this channel really makes me not sit there and do nothing and actually be a bit more productive. So that's the last two of our Skavens. So our next miniatures that we are going to move to is, I forget what game they come from, The Others? Yeah, I think it's called The Others. It's a Simon game. So first of all, we have the one on your left, which is, I don't know what she's meant to be, but she, it's an experiment here with skin tone, etc. Really, I was using these miniatures for, because I don't even play the game. I don't even have the base game, but I do have this expansion. But I really did like this female dwarf. We don't have many female dwarves in miniatures, full stop, really, especially not futuristic female dwarf. So I really liked it, and I think I painted her really quite well, and yeah, I really like how she turned out, which, seeing that these are game board pieces more than actual, war game miniatures, etc., which usually aren't the best quality, I think she really turned out really well, and I really like that miniature. So then we have here a light infantryman from Oathmark and a barbarian from Frostgrave. Again, I was practicing a bit with different skin tones with the barbarian, so he's got a slightly darker, more ruddied looking skin tone, like he is a bit sort of windswept in the winter biome of Frostgrave, and that's why I've done a sort of frosty base on him. I'm going to actually start painting up some miniatures specifically for Frostgrave, which I don't usually do. I usually make them very generic, so they'll fit into any game, but I've decided that I need to do some which are just for Frostgrave. So this guy is a barbarian body with a head from the Ghost Archipelago Savage range. And I think he worked pretty well. Our skin tone is, it's okay. It's a little bit, I don't know, it's not quite there, and I don't know why, because like obviously the black skin tone can be very in shades in browns, etc. But I'm not sure if this one was quite right, but yeah, it's okay. So this is actually the miniature of the month, even though it is a cheap little board piece. So all in all, I did 42 miniatures this month, bringing my total to 315 miniatures over the year, which smashes what I was aiming to do, and I'm really quite glad with that. Next year, I'll probably say what I plan on painting up next year in my next video. But for now, it's going to be goodbye from me, Welsh Miniature Board Gamer, and a Happy New Year.